Hello again, I'm back. We're going to focus on zero and negative exponents, but this lesson specifically is going to talk about negative exponents. And before I get to that, let me just tell you by definition what a negative exponent is. So I got 3 to the second over 3 to the fifth. Which is equal to 1 over 27. The 3's cancel and become a 1 on the top. They don't cancel, they become a 1. And you've got 3 3's left on the bottom, so that's 1 over 3 to the third, and 3 to the third is 27. The other way to write that, using the power property, using the quotient property, is subtracting the exponents. 2 subtracted by 5 is negative 3. But teachers don't like when students leave them in negative exponents. It's not technically proper. So what you do is you make it a positive exponent, and then you simplify it. Now, I don't want to do that on this example, I want to do it on the next example. So I got 3 to the negative second, and I want to simplify it. I talk about negative exponents as bad and good. I mean, exponents can be good and bad. If they're positive, they're good, and if they're negative, they're bad. And the example that I use usually with my class is 3 to the negative second. Now, here's how I illustrate it so it's a little bit easier. Technically, it's actually 3 to the negative second over 1. Now, if an exponent has been bad, you send it away from where it's at. So if it's upstairs and it's been bad, you send it downstairs to the basement. And if it's been if it's been bad downstairs, you send it upstairs. Now if an exponent's positive, it's good. You don't have to change its behavior. But if it's negative, it's bad. So I remember, if I did something that wasn't so good, I'd be sent, to think about it, and then I'd feel sorry for myself and say, oh, they're gonna miss me when I'm gone, and all that good stuff. I did that when I was 5, mind you. And then my behavior changed after a while because I got hungry, and I had to apologize for what I did, and I did apologize for what I did, and I ate, and my attitude generally changed from a negative to a positive. And that's what you got to do here. See, it's a negative exponent, so the negative exponent is going to kind of get you in trouble. It's like your conscience almost. It's like, hey. So we gotta move you from where you're at to make you more positive. So we want to make this negative exponent positive, and it's been bad upstairs, so we're going to send it downstairs. And it becomes positive. Now, there's nothing left over in the numerator, so you got to have a placeholder there. And the placeholder we use if there's nothing there is a 1. But you can't leave it as 1 over 3 to the second. It's 1 over 3 times 3, which is 1 over 9. There you go. Brief explanation as to the theory of exponents. When it's a negative exponent, you just basically move it. If it's in the numerator, move it to the denominator. And if it's in the denominator, you move it to the numerator. Exactly what's happened here. This exponent has been bad. Send it upstairs. Make it think. Okay, I'm going to be positive now. I'm going to take my 3 with me too. I don't really need a placeholder in a denominator. I only need a placeholder in a numerator if nothing's there. But I'll just put 1 for fun. 3 squared is 9, 9 over 1. You don't need 9 over 1. 9 is perfectly fine. That's it. That's all you do. Now let's use some variations of it. Here's what students think. They think that the negative number itself is what makes something move up or down. That's not true. It's not whether something's negative. It matters about the exponent. This negative 3 has no impact on whether something moves. It's the negative exponent. But it's in a quantity, so we're going to move it. So it's over 1 equals. So we got to make it a good exponent, but it's going to take everything it was with, which was the negative 3, in parentheses. Don't have a placeholder. You don't want. I got no room. 1 over negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Speaking on your feet, I suppose. These answers are all familiar. Okay, next one. Well, this has been bad. This 3 has been bad, so I'm going to move it, so the exponent's going to change behavior from negative to positive, and it's going to take the 3 with it. Doesn't it take the negative 3 with it? No. Technically, it's negative 1 times 3. See, if the negative were in parentheses with the 3, it would take the negative with it. It only takes the 3. So this negative stays right where it is. A negative doesn't determine whether it moves a number, a base. It's the exponent, whether it's negative, that determines whether it moves the base. Oh, this negative 2 on the exponent's been bad. Let's move that there, and he takes the 2 with him. So I got negative 2 squared, or 2 squared negative, which is 4 with a negative out in front, over 3 squared, which is 9. That's negative 4 9s if I didn't write it big enough, which I might not have. This is a multiplication problem. It's 2 times negative 2. It's the same thing as power of a power. And that's negative 4, so it's 3 to the negative 4. You can put it in parentheses. Over 1. Because there's no negative, so it doesn't really matter if it's in parentheses or not. It's equal to, now this negative 4 of an exponent's been bad, so we got to move it downstairs. It's going to take the 3 with him. We got no placeholder, so put a 1. It's 1 over 3 to the 4th, which is 81. Next one. This is a multiplication problem again. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. So that's 3 to the 4th. That's a positive exponent. It requires no moving whatsoever. Don't move it. You know, positive exponents don't make things move. And by the way, if it was negative, if it was negative 3 to the 4th, it wouldn't move. It's not the negative in front of a number. It's the exponent that determines whether it moves. And I can't say that enough because students still make that mistake. 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 81. This one's actually an addition problem. What's 2 plus negative 2? It's 0. So it's negative 3 to the 0. Now for right now, just trust me that it's 1, because on the next lesson I'll show you the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. That's it. And then 0 to the negative 2nd is actually going to be undefined, and here's why. This has been bad, we're going to make it good. Takes the 0 with it, need a placeholder. If you divide by 0, you're automatically undefined. With that said, we're going to get to 0 exponents, and that should be fun. But for right now, have a great day.